This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And welcome to my recap of the Bad Batch Season 3 episodes 6 and 7, Infiltration and Extraction. Sorry this took so long to come out. I generally just haven't had any time to record, and I just really was busy this week. So I did want to get this out on Wednesday. I couldn't get it then. I couldn't record on Thursday. And I only had enough time to just pull the images last night. And then I couldn't really record until about noon, so I need to record it and edit it, so let's see when this gets out. And let's just go straight into it. A new Clone X assassin watches as Rex leads Senator Singh and his droid to meet with Senator Chuchi. The two senators begin to discuss many things about the Empire and how they were on different sides in the Clone Wars, but now are on the same side, with them both having problems with the Empire. As this happens, Clone X begins to infiltrate the base, but the clones are quickly able to realize that something is wrong, as they see that they aren't able to contact one of their brothers. Rex is told about this. He barely manages to save everyone from a thermal detonator explosion, and after this, they begin a pursuit of Clone X. Heading into the sewers, Rex chases after him as other clones go to cut him off. This works, and they are able to capture him and bring him into custody. Rex then contacts Chuchi as they go to interrogate Clone X, telling her that they should go into hiding and keep a low profile while they try to figure things out. They have removed the clone's electric tooth so he can't kill himself, and then Rex is shown that there is a target list that Clone X had. They can't decrypt it yet, but will be doing their best to do so. The clones then go and begin to interrogate Clone X after they reach their base on Teth, who refuses to tell them anything. Meanwhile, on Tantus, Scorch contacts another Clone X and tells him to go and assassinate the Clone X that was just captured, since he has been taken into custody and has not ended his own life. With this, the Clone X responds he will do so and goes out to follow the Clone X's hidden tracker. The clones manage to decrypt the target list and realize that Omega is a top priority target. Rex and Hauser begin to debate what they should do, and Rex just wants to let the Bad Batch know, but Hauser points out that they should come here so they could be able to interrogate Crosshair better about everything that happened on Tantus, and Rex reluctantly agrees and contacts the Bad Batch. Still on the way back from their previous mission to the outpost, the Bad Batch go and turn around to meet with Rex. They begin to question what this could be so important, but know that Rex is trustworthy and anything he has would be important. Landing on Teth, they meet up with the other clones. Echo gives Omega a new crossbow and has to leave to go and pick up Gregor from another assignment. Clone X has managed to track down the previous Clone X on Teth and watches as Echo's ship leaves. The Bad Batch are told about how the Empire really wants to recapture Omega, and while they're doing this, Hauser begins to go off on Crosshair since he doesn't trust him with what happened on Ryloth, and Crosshair does try and defend his actions, but quickly they have to figure out why Omega is wanted, and Omega begins to tell them of everything and tells them about the experiments with what she says is M counts and it being added to clone blood. Rex mentions that he has heard of M counts before but isn't fully sure what it is. Clone X begins his infiltration and begins to place thermal detonators throughout the base. Meanwhile, Crosshair begins to tell the other clones of the Clone X program and that this was attempted to be used on him, but him being a defective clone made him be able to resist the changes they were trying to make on the loyal troopers to erase all identifying marks and anything that would make them unique. And they continue to just relax, but Clone X has infiltrated the base and is able to spot that Omega is here. He stops his mission for the moment and goes to contact the Empire to let them know that he has found Omega. And they say that he should continue his mission and they'll send reinforcements to him and reinforce that she must be taken alive. The Bad Batch are brought to the Clone X, and Crosshair begins to panic, saying that they need to get out of here now because they could track him. The clones reassure him that they removed any tracking devices, not knowing of a hidden one that brought the new Clone X to their location. They begin to interrogate him, but the Clone X is very resistant, and this is all cut off as the other Clone X begins his attack, setting off thermal detonators that take out a few of the clones. The captured Clone X is assassinated and a firefight begins. More clones are lost as they try to contact Echo to go and pick them up since their communications were disabled. And a stray shot causes the clone to drop a flamethrower, which hits a thermal detonator that causes a series of massive explosions. Meanwhile, a Imperial strike team led by Clone Commander Wolf heads towards Teth to recapture Omega. Wolf makes sure to tell his men to put their weapons on stun to take her alive. The clones in Bad Batch are the first to recover and begin to head out. Seeing that they can't head out that way, they go and begin to go through secret passages to make it to a hidden ship. Meanwhile, the Clone X recovers and goes to meet with the other Imperials. Wolf, who is shocked that there are clones here and they're the ones they're going up against, sees Clone X and begins to go off on him, saying that the target needs to be taken alive, and he sees a lot of death and destruction here. He is both horrified by the deaths of clones and really doesn't like the fact that Clone X is not following orders. After learning that his communications equipment was destroyed in the explosion, Clone X goes and, against orders, begins to follow the Bad Batch down the tunnel, even though Wolf ordered for it to be destroyed. And his men, following his orders, go and destroy the tunnel, blocking off the entrance so the clones or Clone X can't go back the way they came, and could be cut off at the exit to the tunnel. He begins to open fire on the clones in Bad Batch, and Crosshair is able to shoot an explosive at him to knock him down from his sniping position, but Clone X is able to survive this and continues his pursuit. The clones manage to reach their escape ship, which does not have a hyperdrive but is able to communicate with Echo to pick them up. But Clone X is able to snipe the engine to the ship and force it to crash land. Wolf is once again furious at Clone X for disobeying orders and saying that their target could have been killed in that crash. And then, knowing that he'll need him, he orders for him to come with, and at the same time, the clones get out of the crashed ship and begin to continue on to a point that Echo could pick them up at. And Crosshair begins to describe to the rest of the clones, specifically Hauser, who is getting to notice the changes in him, what has happened, and how his loyalties changed when he realized that the Empire weren't loyal to him and just saw him as disposable. Hauser is able to understand that and begin to sympathize with him. Meanwhile, the Imperials make it to the crash site and know that the clones are still alive, Making it back to their ship, they continue their pursuit. They rappel down and head towards their new location where the clones are. The clones toss out smoke grenades to be able to silently pick off the Imperials in the smoke and do an effective job of it. Crosshair even manages to get off a shot, killing one of the clone pilots, causing his ship to crash. The rest of the Imperials decides Clone X retreat and try to cut him off later. Clone X continues his pursuit, assassinating another clone as Crosshair goes to confront him, and while the rest of the clones go to make it to the rendezvous point, not knowing that Crosshair is going after Clone X, Hauser notices and goes after Crosshair. The two clones begin to fight, and they are quickly knocked down towards the waterfall, and Crosshair tries his best to take out Clone X, but is being beaten down by him. He is doing poorly, and he begins to be knocked into the water as Clone X tries to drown him. Crosshair is only saved when Hauser comes and uses a stun blast to knock out Clone X, who falls over the waterfall. Hauser is able to rescue Crosshair, and with the other clones, realizing what was going on, came behind and managed to help Crosshair up and head to a rendezvous point to meet with Echo. But the Imperials get there first. Wolf comes out with a squad of only clones, and he is surprised to see Rex is there. Knowing that they can't fight their way out, Rex orders everyone to drop their weapons and goes to reason with Wolf. Wolf takes his helmet off and begins to talk to Rex, telling him he thought he was dead and that he needs to take Omega in. He's a loyal soldier of the Empire and he has to do this. Rex doesn't understand. Rex goes and counters that what they're doing is wrong, that the Empire doesn't care about the clones and is experimenting on them in Tantus, and Omega is the person who can actually prove it. Echo's ship shows up, and Wolf is still in shock, allows them to head up the ramp to the ship. Wolf orders his men to stand down, and Rex looks on with gratitude as the ship leaves the planet of Teth. Wolf then orders for the bodies of all the clones to be recovered, saying that they are still loyal men and brothers, and that they have to be respectful with their bodies. After doing this, they go and head out to recover the bodies. Meanwhile, Clone X barely manages to pull himself out of the water, barely being alive. The surviving clones all begin to unite together once again. Meanwhile, Rex and Hunter begin to talk, and Rex tells him that they need to be able to figure out why the Empire wants Omega and be able to protect her better. Hunter says that he knows this and they'll have to go and investigate into it as they both look on sleeping Omega with Batcher. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.